Got some bedding plants, which are just plants we're going to put in the garden when they come out. See in front of us are some small cherry bushes and trees. And then this is the drain that we move. And part of the drain that comes out here flows. And that is from our sink, and that waters our trees as well. So you can see there's just a lot of different trees in here. Apples and pears and peaches and plums. And we'll do more of an in-depth tour of this, of all of our fruits later on. So we're going to go to the south garden now. Okay, so I lied. We're not going to the south garden. That's next. But you're going to walk with me. And we are going to go over here and view the compost pile. And also the beehives. So I hope you guys don't get motion sick from me doing this. But anyway, these are 2 newly constructed beehives that me and my friend Basil made. They're what's referred to as ware hives. There's a few different styles of beehives, and from what all the different monks have used over time, this is probably one of the most friendly to the bee and friendly to the user. It really helps to, I guess, eliminate a lot of the disturbance that the interactions, I guess, that humans, I guess, see what I keep saying, I guess. But anyway, it disrupts the interactions that the humans have with the bees, because that really stresses the bees out. You get taking different hives apart and moving and shaking. The bees have issues keeping the temperature constant, which is what they need to do. It's one of their functions, and so it throws them off. So what this does is it just really eliminates the need for all of the interactions that take place. So we have these different chambers, and as you come down here, this is the entrance, the lower entrance the bees will go into. There's no bees in here right now, obviously. And each of these sections is where bees will make their home as they continue along. When we first put them in, they'll enter the bottom, they'll go up to the top. Once you see the roof here, right below it is going to be their first home, and we'll take the lid off and we'll show you what's happening with that. Hold on one second here, it's going to get shaky. Solid construction right there. So that was the roof. This is going to be the top quilt. What that is, that little box, is it's going to be stuffed with insulation and wrapped with a cotton or burlap fabric, and it helps to insulate the bees and allows moisture to escape. It really helps the bees. It helps prevent pests and disease and all types of different things. So these are called top bars, and each section of these guys here that you'll see, well, this is supposed to come apart, but it's made tight, and each of these sections separate. And Heather's telling me I'm running out of juice, which I still have 13 minutes, so I'm not going to. But so each of these sections comes apart, and they'll make a hive in each different section. And so these bars will be nailed in here, and we'll apply wax to the bottom. And
insulate the roof?
The bees, I just explained to them how we're going to insulate the roof. But the bees make all of their comb on this piece of wood that we'll coat with wax, and they'll come in here and it'll be just a natural thing for them to begin. And so each one of these bars will have a comb, and when they're done building these and there's too many bees for this area and all the bees are released from the queen and the mating and all different things that happen, they'll go into the second box, and they'll go to the third box and the fourth box. And so we can harvest 1, 2 of these at a time, and it really doesn't disrupt. Well, it disrupts. Any human interaction with bees is going to disrupt, but it doesn't disturb the queen, and they're able to keep the hive at a good temperature, and so they're able to be happy, and they're not so stressed out that pests and disease can get to them as easy. So this is our new hive, and we're not sure where we're going to keep it, but right behind it and behind this tree, I'm showing them the compost. And then we'll go to the south garden. But this is one of our composts made with pallets and to hold the exterior and the walls. And then it's just full of fun and goodness, and it's covered with straw to stop the evaporation of the water that's inside. Works really well, and it's covered with a layer of dirt, and then all the different layers of compost that occur or that we put there. And then we have a 55-gallon barrel that we're making a special concoction with. And we'll walk over here, and there's a fence here that we have to go out of to access the second compost. These are actually, as you can see, they're different composts and separated by the fence. So we'll finish building that this week, and that'll just be another compost. So as we're walking, you're looking east of the property now. There's some fruit trees and different things going on. There's our Yom. This is from the south, as opposed to earlier we were looking at it from the west and from the north. It's one of the windows there you see, and there's another window on the side, and there's the farm truck. Thanks to Mr. Jim Parker, good friend of ours. Sold that to us at an incredible rate, Heather's car, as you all know. And we're going to take the stuff garden. Oh yeah, I know I told you we were going to do an orchard tour at some other point, but yeah, this is mulberry tree. Thought you'd like to see it. It's in front of silo, and ignore the mess. Jen will show them at a later point.
We have cucumbers.
We have cucumbers. She wanted me to tell you that because I didn't, or she wanted to tell you that because I didn't.
Show them the cucumbers.
Well, I told them this is not the only version of this TV show. You know, this is episode 1, Heather. Welcome to our life. And behind Heather, right there, you see is the pentagram, which we have yet to really do much with.
Did you show them the apples on that tree?
No. Lead the tour, Heather. So this is one of our entrances into the garden. Keeps tall people out. Yeah. This is a very old apricot tree that shades the garden for a good part of the day, and I'll let Heather explain how that kind of helps us better in our garden.
Yeah, we use it for shade in this bed here. Oh, you want to go?
I'm going to come from this side, and I'm going to videotape you this way.
We have sugar snap peas here that you can't tell right now, but they get almost all day shade, at least half the day, more than half.
And why is that important, Heather, with peas?
Because they're a cool weather crop,
Yeah.
and they don't like sun,
Okay.
and they need it as cool as possible, but not cold. And all of these are different kinds of lettuces, mostly butter crunch heads, Tom Thumbs.
Which Tom Thumb is another type of lettuce, and these are all different types of
You
lettuces.
can show them this lettuce.
Well, it's yeah.
It's
Let me
too close.
zoom in on it. Okay, you can
and
see there's a
all of
little
these-
row in the far back of that bed right there. It's lettuce coming up. Go ahead, babe.
And a lot of weeds that will weed when everything's a little bit more mature.
There you go.
And then all along the side of this bed to shade this whole garden from the rest of the day's sun is, you want to show them a sunflower?
Mm-hmm.
Sunflowers planted very closely, see? And these are, what, Ahara Indian sunflower?
Aracara.
Arakara. And over here we have a very exotic sunflower that gets to 10 feet high, and it's called a Mongolian giant. And the heads are like, we can't wait to show you. It's going to be amazing. And they're all along this side. You only get 10 seeds per packet, but I made the most
How
of
much
them.
is a packet?
$3.50.
That's a 35-cent seed, and that's if they all germinate.
No, they did.
They all germinated.
All but
He
one.
says all but one, so that's like a 40-cent seed. My math is right, a little bit less.
So we have squashes here.
So these are like the mounds that we have in the other garden beds.
Yeah.
And so tell them about the mounds a little bit.
They're moated out. This one got knocked over by a hose. So did this one. But they're moated out around the edges, and then they're bowled out on the inside. Look at these coming up. Look at these little guys. These are
Point to them, Heather.
1, 2, 3.
Oh, sorry about the
These are 3
shadow.
squashes in the bowl just coming up.
Nice,
And
nice.
these
There's another
are
one.
the scallops.
Those are the
And
scallops.
look over here. These are the scallops too, but they came
Nope,
up sooner.
these are the Gallo Designs.
Oh.
That's a scallop over there. And I think
Oh.
that's a scallop. This is something else, I believe. This
These are
could
gorgeous. Look
this
at
could be
these
the black
leaves.
fitzu.
Look at those fat leaves.
Let's show them those fat leaves. This is the sweetest squash around. It essentially forms.
That's the Galaxo.
Yeah,
It's a melon, isn't it?
no, it's a squash, and it forms sugarworts on the outside. There's so much sugar inside of the plant that it pushes it to the outside. So of course pests like it. So that'll be a journey this year. But
we've got squash, this is summer squash, and it's just coming up right here.
You've got summer
Yellow
squash just coming up.
It's yellow crookneck.
I don't know if you'll be able to see it now, but guess what? We're going to do more of these videos, and you're going to actually get to see the produce. So there's another mound. And then what are these rows here, Heather?
These are tomatoes and peppers. They're planted 2 feet in the ground. They're mounded over, believe it or not, so there's a lot that's under the earth.
I don't believe her.
Which will make them more productive on top, more roots, more productivity on top, because you know they can pull more nutrients from the soil. So they're dug really deep into the ground and then filled in with topsoil, sphagnum peat moss, manure, a whole bunch of things. And then they're left to be trenched, and we had a little adventure where we put row cover on them to keep them nice and hot and moist, and we cooked them. It stays very hot.
My fault.
It stays very, very hot under the row cover, so we took it off. We had to chop some of the tops off, but they're all alive and their roots are good and strong. They'll all come back, and they've got lots of flowers and tomatoes on them.
Yay!
And in this heat, especially as hot as they stay down in the ground, we'll have a lot of tomatoes this summer. We have 65. Look this way.
Incredible.
Tomatoes.
So we viewed the north and south gardens.
Oh, we interplanted with onions and basil.
Onions and basil interplanted. So anyway, Heather, we're going to say bye. The battery's beginning to run low.
Okay. Let's show them the apples real fast. Cut it off.
Okay, we're moving to the apples. Okay.
I'll just say.
All right, this is going to be the end of this show. We're going to follow Heather in here. And
more videos to come. We have a few trees that are well covered.
These are the ants are curling up my feet, my pants.
Spray.
These are some of our apples. Yay!
More to come.
More
the
to come.
Grapes.
Okay, the
Right here.
grapes.
Show 'em the
Heather
grapes
says. These are some of our grapevines. We don't officially have a trellis, so I've tied them to the fence, and we're trying to get them to grow up a fence.
Yes.
Where's these clusters at?
Baby grape clusters. But no, here they
Wee
are.
little
Here's
grape clusters.
some clusters.
There we go. You can barely see them, but
Yeah.
you'll get to see them in the future. Okay, love you guys.